Good afternoon. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Welcome to our second grade Wax Museum. I hope you enjoy our trip through history. You may remember the spring of 2020 when our lives changed drastically. Unfortunately, we were unable to do our second grade Wax Museum. This year, the second grade invited us to join them. We are so thankful for this opportunity. Please hold your applause until each group has finished presenting. Enjoy the show.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Taylor Swift, and I am a singer, songwriter, producer, director, businesswoman, and actress. I was born on December 13, 1989, in Reading, Pennsylvania. I spent my early years in my family on our Christmas tree farm. By age 10, I was singing at many local events, including fairs and contests. I began writing my own songs and learning the guitar at 12 years old. I worked my way from performing at local venues in Tennessee to commanding stadiums full of Swifties. I go on to create many new albums with relatable and story-like songs for people all ages. I also maintain an active presence on social media and a close relationship with my family. Some of my greatest accomplishments include several Grammys and Emmys and other music awards. I am the most streamed woman on Spotify and Apple Music. I am a strong supporter of women's rights, LGBT rights, the Equality Act, and urge my fans to vote. I am a strong supporter. My career provides valuable instincts into how a woman can successfully navigate a male-dominated world. Despite facing many challenges, I stay true to my vision and refuse to compromise my valuables along the way. My story isn't just about fame and glitter, rather the importance of believing in oneself, taking risks, and pushing through adversity to achieve success. Thank you.
I'm an English singer and songwriter. I'm 33 years old, being born on February 17, 1991 in Halifax, West Yorkshire, England. My mom's name is Amagan and my dad is John. I also have an older brother named Matthew. My favorite board game is Monopoly. I love animals and I need my guitars. I was bullied every day in school, mainly for my stutter and oversized glasses. When I was young, I had a surgery that didn't go as planned that led me to a lazy eye and severe speech problems. Whenever I tried speaking up in class, my mouth would freeze and no words would come out. None of the kids mocked me about this. I sang and played guitar in a local church as it was the only time I felt in control. My biggest fear was speech therapy, and I thought I'd be doing it for the rest of my life. But one day my dad bought an Eminem's record, and I was amazed about how fast the singer rapped. It inspired me to learn all the words by the time I was 10. I was inspired to become a performer when I was about 11 years old after watching Irish musician Damien Rash perform live. Soon I started singing and my stutter was gone. I started performing in different venues and had 12 shows a week. I left my home at age 16 to start my singing career. I was homeless for 2.5 years, having slept a couple nights outside the arch in the back of Buckingham Palace. Instead of going home, I made connections to get a bed to sleep on at a certain time of night, but I knew who I could call to get a floor to sleep on. Eventually, I made a precise sleep schedule on the Circle Line trains from 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. to then go to musical gigs. I did not only involve myself in musical gigs, I also performed for Patina High. a British musical television series. We'll be in defense of money. In 2009, I was accepted into the Academy of Contemporary Music. Now I'm the top artist on Spotify, and I have 185 awards. I'm different from other singers because of my way to write catchy melodies, heartfelt lyrics, and connect with my listeners. Be nice, always smile, and appreciate things because they all be gone tomorrow.
Hello, my name is George Locke Ethan. I was a former manager and learned a lot about people, particularly verbs, systems to help me connect. I love it with the most I love to write voices, one and text. I was completely by a terrible spot. I love to ride horses, swim, match. I love to dance in a very good. I love my other boys, and here's the reason why I want to the military. When I was 11, my father left and came for schools for birds at home. When I was 15, my mom made me get a job, so I could do a survey for Walmart. There I learned to eat with fine, stomach, and child. Then went home, and I was on the fire. I was living in two very different worlds. When I got older, I joined the military. I was going to become American commander and volunteers by words. I was living in town when England was all, and I didn't like it. When the war began against England, we needed a leader, a spiritual. Some people say that I was a witch, and others say because I was a Thomas, but it was different. I was the only one wearing a uniform when I came to me. Even though we didn't have enough clothing for the weapons, we still won. When we were senior, smart and meaning goodbye. I said the American Revolution twice. After the war, I would be a president. Let's vote. I get most president of our new country, the United States of America. I spent 8 years, and that's it is done.
I was born in November. Hello, my name is Patrick Timothy Kane II. I was born on November 19, 1988 in Buffalo, New York. My parents are Patrick Kane Sr. and Donna Kane. I have 3 sisters and a girlfriend, Amanda Grofovit. We have a 2-year-old son named Patrick Kane III. Ever since I was able to walk, I was a hockey fan and played for all the local Buffalo clubs as a child. I played in the Westfield Summer League, which I scored numerous goals there. Before I went pro, I played lacrosse, soccer, hockey, and baseball. When I played in the Summer League, the parents of the other kids asked the manager to kick me out of there as I was much more talented than them. When I was 17, I had to choose between dropping out of school to play professional hockey or to stay. Ultimately, I dropped out with the support of my family. I played in the U17 U.S. national team for the U.S. and won a bronze medal. I was approached by the Honey Baked AAA midget team, which in 3 years I was scouted and going to play professional hockey. I was picked first in the 2007, 2008 and NHL draft for the Blackhawks. At the end of my first season, I was picked Best Rookie of the Year and Best American-born player in history. At the end of my 2023 season, I was in rehab for a hip injury which had to be replaced. I played for the U18 Olympics Games team, which I won a gold medal and a silver medal in 2010. I won 3 Stanley Cups in my career, 1 in 2010, 2013, and 2015. I scored the winner against Philadelphia Flyers in overtime in 2010. If I had not led the Blackhawks, I would not have won the Stanley Cup in 53 years. People look up to me because almost being kicked out of something that I wanted to do because I was too talented, I did not give up. I've noticed that if you look too far ahead of yourself, it only works negatively.
Hi, my name is Agnes, but you might know me as Mother Teresa. I was born in 1910 in the country of Macedonia. My parents always helped the poor when I was little. I traveled a lot and learned 5 languages. At 14 years old, I taught Sunday school at church. At 18 years old, I left home to become a nun. At 20 years old, I became a Catholic nun, now known as Sister Teresa. As a nun, I taught history and geography at a school in India. At 34 years old, I became the head mistress of the school, now known as Mother Teresa. At 38 years old, I left the school to live with the poor people outside. I started helping by doing what I knew best, teaching. I formed a school and by age 40, started a new order of nuns called Missionaries of Charity. Instead of the typical nun outfit, I wore a sari. A sari is a traditional dress in India. I wanted the sari to be simple but with blue stripes to honor Mary, the mother of Jesus. At 42 years old, I opened my first clinic for the poor. At 45 years old, I started my first orphanage. In my 50s, I created an entire village where sick people could live and work. These sick people had a disease known as leprosy. Even when I was 86, I was still helping people. I received many awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize. I died in the year 1997 and became a Catholic saint in 2016. And you can now call me Saint Teresa.
sister's name is Parthenope. I grew up in a wealthy family and was homeschooled by my father. I was expected to get married at a young age. I had a passion for writing and wrote 150 books and pamphlets on modern nursing practice, including Sandra and Notes on Hospitals. I was a nurse during the Korean War and took care of wounded soldiers. I also worked as a social reformer in the 19th and 20th centuries. I faced a cholera outbreak and unsanitary working conditions which caused spread disease. I turned nursing into a respectable profession for women in the 1860s and established a professional training school for nurses. I did not always want to be a nurse. It was not until I was 16 I found out nursing was what I wanted to do. In 1883, I won the Royal Red Cross, and in 1907, I received the Order of Merit. If I were never born, modern nursing would not be what it is today. I inspire people by the impact I made on and how successful nursing can be. Also, I elevate nursing to an independent profession and advocate for the interests of nurses and patient rights. I took a public position in favor of healthcare and philanthropic funding and rights for women and social justice. I am an unwavering champion of disease prevention and an outspoken advocate for mental health education. I attribute my success to this. I never gave or took any excuse.
My mom and dad's name are Bill and Kathy Patton, and I have one little brother named Stuart. I married my husband, John. I've loved riding horses since I was 3 years old and even got my first pony, Flicka, at 4. I started competing at 6. I played competitive softball and basketball throughout high school. I won several horse shows my junior and senior year. I'm an Olympic world champion show jumper for the Nets Jets show jumping team. I've been 7 horses, Authentic, Quartz and Judgment, to name a few. I was diagnosed with a vascular scanoma, a brain tumor which caused me to have blurred vision and to walk unbalanced. As a recovery process, I had to ride horses even more to improve my brain movement. I won United States Federation Title of the Year title 5 times, including back-to-back honors in 2006 and 2007. I was also the first ever female show jumper to win over $1 million in show jumping. I became famous when I started riding for the Olympic team in Beijing 2004. I grew stronger and more talented while in Beijing. I am different from other equestrians because I proved that women can do the same thing that men can do. I inspire others to never give up even when faced with hardships. I've topped the biggest Grand Prix classes in the world and was a 3-time world winner of the President's Cup. I retired in 2020 because I wanted to put more time into training my horses. I am different. The world would be different without me because I'm one of the top show jumpers in the world. I may hold the reins, but we share the podium.
Hello, my name is Chris Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm 39 years old. I was born in Portugal on February 5th, 1985. I'm 6'2" tall. I'm famous for being a football player. You might call sport soccer. I played for the team on Nassau, which is a country called in Saudi Arabia. My jersey number is 7. I grew up with one older brother and 2 older sisters. I went to school but only until 6th grade. I played for a few different youth football teams until I got signed up to a big professional soccer team called Manchester United. In 2003, I was only 18 years old. I loved playing soccer, but I only had to play when I was 15. I had to have heart surgery because my heart was beating too fast. The laser surgery corrected my heart rate, and I was back training a few days later. I have won many awards for being a football player. I have won 33 trophies in my career. I even scored 4 goals during the 2018 World Cup game. 4 years later, again in the 2022 World Cup game. This made me the first ever person to score 5 World Cup tournaments. I'm the most popular person on social media today. I was named the most troubled person in 2015 for all my love and money I give to those in need. I still love playing soccer, but I also love to spend time with my partner Georgiana and my 5 children.
Hello, my name is Lino is Messi, but people call me Messi. I was born on June 24th, 1987, in Rosario, Argentina. My dad is George, my mom is Celia Maria Cucci. I have 2 brothers, Rodriguez and Mateus, as well as a sister, Maria Sol. I love to play soccer, listen to music, and play video games. Growing up, my family was very poor and I had a lot of health issues. When I was a kid, I was diagnosed with growth hormone deficiency. At the age of 8, I was recruited to the youth team Little Old Boys. When I played 176 games and scored 232 goals. When I was 17, I started to play in Spain for Barcelona. I received a lot of awards, including the Olympics in 2008, the Champions League in 2011, and the World Cup in 2022. My grandmother told me to start playing soccer, which told me where I'm at today. I created a non-profit organization called the Leo Messi Foundation, which has helped thousands of people that are covered with earthquakes. During COVID-19, I donated $1 million for medical and healthcare support, and donated money to young children and families to access clean water. People look up to me for my skills and for my talent to help in the world by donating to many foundations. I'm very talented at dribbling, my great passing ability, which makes me different from other players. I've been in rivalry for the past decade with Cristiano Ronaldo, which makes fans enjoy the sport even more. I always thought if you want to be the best, you have to work harder than everyone else.
Hello, my name is Jane. I was born in Hampshire, England in 1775. I was the 6th out of 7 children born in my family. I have never been married. I also have had children. I am one of the great masters of the English novel. Emancipation is what my books are based on. I wrote about ordinary people. Humor was alwaard part of my books. I love to laugh. Ha ha ha. My work attracted legions of scholars. Harvard will often in particular love to stay in my book. My most famous books are Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, and Emma. All 3 books are made into movies. Famous actresses played in these movies, such as Emma Thompson, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Keira Knightley. Some movies were based on my books. Bridget Jones' Diary includes our 2 films. I have many fans around the world. My museum is in Shropshire Kingdom in Hampshire Cottage. This is where I lived and wrote my book.
King Henry IV was one of my biggest fans during my life. I passed away in 1870 at the age of 41. My books did not become the top here 50 years after my death. Now my books are published in 46 countries. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Laura Ingalls Wilder. I was born on February 7, 1867, on a little farm in Lake Pepin, Wisconsin. My parents were Charles and Caroline. I was the second oldest out of 5 children. I have 3 sisters named Mary, Carrie, and Grace, and a brother named Charles Jr., but he unfortunately died when he was 9 months old. Growing up, we moved very frequently. We lived in Native American territory for a few years, but soon decided to leave as we had many conflicts with them. We also lived in Minnesota where clusters of grasshoppers destroyed our crops, so we relocated to have better crops for the next season. We finally settled in South Dakota. I really enjoyed reading and writing growing up. This helped me achieve many accomplishments, including becoming a teacher at the age of 16, and I taught for 3 years. After I left teaching, I began writing poems for the Missouri Ruralist. Later, I wrote children's novels. This is what many people know me for. However, when I went to go find a publisher, they all rejected my book. After not taking no for an answer, there was one person who agreed to publish my book for me. I have published 42 books since then. My daughter Rose was the person who inspired me to start writing. Without my daughter's encouragement, I would not have become an author. I've won 1 Children's Literature Award and 3 John Newbery medals. Some of my most famous books are Home to the Prairie and Mountain Miracle. The world would be very different without my books, since they have inspired many people to follow their dreams. We start learning the minute we're born, and if we're wise, we don't stop until the Lord calls us home.
Hello, my name is Michael Benson. I am a medical science doctor and a teacher. I was born on November 14, 1891 in Knoxville, Canada. I studied at the University of Toronto Medical School in 1916. On October 31st, 1920, I had an cure for diabetes. I demanded the lab of the health assistant named Charles Best. I didn't show my heart to continue my research, but then a few years into my discovery, in January 1922, a 14-year-old boy was given the first ever insulin injection and his name was Leonard Thompson. Within 24 hours, his high blood sugar dropped to normal. On May 3rd, 1922, the discovery of insulin was announced. In 1923, I sold the patent of insulin for $1. I want everyone to live. I died in a airplane crash at 49 years old. Rural diabetes day is celebrated in my honor every year of my birthday.
Hello, my name is Bobby Johnson. I was born on October 11, 1937 in Ashington, England. I grew up there with 2 brothers named Jack and Tommy. My dad's name was Robert and my mom's was Elizabeth. My dad was a coal miner. It was through my mom's side I discovered my love for soccer. I had 4 uncles that were all professional soccer players. I played lots of soccer as a kid and was signed with Manchester United at age 15. I scored 2 goals despite a sprained ankle during my debut against Charlton Athletic. Then on February 6, 1958, tragedy struck. The plane I was on crashed after it failed to take off. 23 people, including 8 teammates, died in the crash. Fortunately, I survived. During my 17-year career with Manchester United, I set a record of scoring 247 goals in 747 games, a record that would stand for 44 years until it was broken in 2017 by Wayne Rooney. I was knighted in 1994 for my services as ambassador for soccer. I was one of 9 players to win the FIFA World Cup, the European Cup, and the Ballon d'Or. I started the Sir Robert Johnson Foundation in 2011 after visiting Cambodia. This charity does research to help those whose lives have been affected by war. I was an important figure in soccer and have inspired thousands of people to follow their dreams. And speak of its appeal, its ability to touch every corner of humanity while was the only game that needed to be invented.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ulysses Grant. I was the 18th President of the United States. I was born in Ohio in 1822. I went to the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. Served as second lieutenant in the Mexican-American War. Married as first lieutenant after proving myself in battle. After being promoted captain at Fort Humboldt, California, I left the Army. I was lonely and missing my brothers. My family and I moved to Illinois. I worked in my father's leather shop. When the Civil War broke out, I was appointed by the governor to command a regiment of volunteers. I worked in the shape and got them ready for battle. My regiment won their first battle in February 1862 on attacking Fort Donelson, Tennessee. This battle marked President Abraham Lincoln appointed me as commanding general of the Union Army in the Civil War in 1864. In 1865, I led the Union Army to victory over General Robert E. Lee's Confederate Army. This battle marks the end of the Civil War. It's also an American hero. I was elected president in 1868 and retired for 2 terms to bring the North and South together again and peace to our country.
Hello, my name is Joe Falk. Patriots and our parents. I was born in Germany, France in 1412. From a young age, I felt like it was my mission to free my country. When I was 12, I started hearing voices of saints. The voices were urging me to fight. I finally gave in and decided to go to battle. I cut my hair short and wore my clothes to blend in. I traveled with the troops. I began to lead the French army. We captured the fortress of St. Louis and St. John de Blanc. During the battle, I was shot with an arrow through my neck, but I still returned to fight. Eventually, we defeated the English. In 1430, during the Battle of Campaign, I was captured. I was sold to the English and brought to trial for sorcery and heresy, which means I didn't believe in the same religion. Charles, the King of France, did not rescue me. I was sentenced to my death on May 30th, 1430. I was only 19 years old. In 1456, the Pope declared I was not guilty. In 1920, the Catholic Church declared me a saint. The French drafted me as a national hero.
My name is Alex Morgan. I'm a professional soccer player. I was born on July 2nd, 1989. I didn't start playing soccer until I was 14 years old. In 2009, I was the youngest player in national soccer. I also played for the United States Olympic team. I was named U.S. Soccer Female Player of the Year in 2015 and I won my first World Cup. My goal is to help inspire young girls around the world. I wrote a book series about it. I work all around the world to help kids get involved in soccer. I have also been fighting for it. Last year I started the Alex Morgan Foundation to help make a difference for women's sports and life. I have also been fighting for a women's game. Last year I started the Alex Morgan Foundation to help make a difference for women's sports and in life. My foundation provides money support for women's sport and in life. If you want to help create equality on and off the field, you can donate. Thank you.
I was born in Wilmington, Delaware, September 5th, 1989. I have two older siblings. My brother's name is Jean and my sister's name is Lizzie. My parents' names are Ernest and Joanne. When I was in 3rd grade, my class was assigned to measure themselves using lengths of paper. I was humiliated when my paper extended well beyond those of my classmates. In 2008, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease after being bitten by an infected tick on the property of my family's home in Delaware. Although I didn't overcome my disease, I took over 50 supplements a day and maintained a healthy diet to play basketball. You have to have faith in yourself even when nobody else does.
Good afternoon. My name is Princess Diana. I was born on July 1st, 1961. I had 4 brothers and sisters, and I grew up in Park House in London. When I was 16 years old, I lived in Charles. We left the house in 1981. We kept this a secret for 2 weeks, and at 20 years old, I became the Princess of Wales on July 29, 1981. We had 2 sons named William and Harry, who I loved so much. I was involved in many charities that work with the homeless, youth, and elderly. I was awarded of the Honorary Freedom of the City of London, the highest honor, which is the Tower of the City of London. I was awarded 7 more awards in 1995 and 1996. Prince Charles and I were divorced by being involved in many things. On August 31st, 1997, I was in a car accident where I passed away. To this day, I remain one of the most popular members of the royal family. I'm also remembered for my beauty and fashion. If you ever want to learn more about me, there are many documentaries that can be found on TV. Thank you and have a great day.
Hello, my name is Cleopatra VII, and I was born in January of 69 BC in Alexandria, Egypt. I had 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and my mother's name was Cleopatra V, and my father's name was Ptolemy XII. I was born into a very wealthy family. My tutor was Philostratus, and he taught me the Greek arts of oration and philosophy. I loved wandering the streets of Alexandria in disguise, playing pranks on its residents. After the death of my father, I ruled Egypt with my brother Ptolemy XIII. My brother soon gained complete control of the throne, forcing me to flee to Syria. Then I met Julius Caesar, and we worked together to recover as much of Egypt as we could. This led to Ptolemy XIII to flee. Soon after, I had my son Caesarion with Julius Caesar. I invested heavily in the development of cities, temples, and palaces. If I didn't rule, the Romans most likely would have conquered Egypt. I inspired the women of Egypt as women were not as respected as men. I stood at law as I was exceptionally well educated and I knew 10 different languages. A woman's power lies not in her beauty, but in her intellect and strength.
I still love New York today. I saw my first
as a toddler in the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago, which started my love for the world's tallest animal. I went to 2 universities and achieved my PhD in animal behavior. At 23 years old, I made a solo trip to South Africa to the poorest person trained in science to study giraffes in the wild. I studied for a year and came back with groundbreaking research, but as a female scientist, I was not allowed to afford. I was faced with many challenges, which ended up taking me away from the giraffe research work. In 1972, I published over 20 research papers that as a female scientist, I was not allowed to teach at colleges, which ended up taking me away from the giraffe research world. I would spend the next 30 years as a female activist. I authored 23 books and published over 60 scientific papers. It wasn't until 2010 that my giraffe research started to be celebrated. Since then, I've retrieved formal apologies from the universities that have banned me from becoming a professor. My book about giraffes is still widely considered to be the Bible of giraffes. Today there are fewer than 100,000 giraffes shown. They are close to extinction. My foundation is dedicated to promoting the coexistence of human and wildlife through conservation and education.
Hello, my name is Jane Goodall. I was born in Hampstead, London, United Kingdom on April 3rd, 1934. I have a younger sister named Judith Goodall. I expressed immense interest in animals from a very young age. My family was not wealthy as I was growing up. World War II was in full effect. My father left to go fight, leaving my mother to raise my sister and I alone. My dream of going to Africa to study wildlife was unconventional and looked down upon society for a girl at the time. After the war, my parents divorced when I was 12. I graduated school in 1952, but I couldn't afford to go to university. So instead, I went to a secretarial school in South Kingston, where I perfected my shorthand and bookkeeping skills. When I was 23, I boarded a ship to Kenya, Africa, where I studied wildlife. After that, when I was 26, I moved to Tanzania, Africa, with my mom, where I studied chimpanzees in their natural habitat. I discovered many things while I was there, like how chimpanzees they can use their own tools, also how they are omnivores and not vegetarians like had been thought. I did not study chimpanzees in the traditional way. I changed the way humans interact and study with animals by being in their habitat rather than a distant observer. One of my biggest goals in life was to protect the chimpanzees from extinction. To save these incredible creatures, I provided home and care for chimpanzees orphaned due to illegal hunting. In addition to my many achievements, I've inspired young women to challenge barriers and pursue a career in science. Also thanks to others such as Diane Fossey, more women are leading the primate behavioral field. I have earned many awards throughout my life, such as the Benjamin Franklin Medal in Life Science, the Tyler Prize for Environmental Achievement, and the William Proctor Prize for Scientific Achievement. Women were not accepted in the field of science when I started my research in the late 1950s, but this did not stop me from achieving my dream. What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of a difference you want to make.
Good afternoon. My name is Josephine Baker. I'm an American singer, actress, and civil rights activist. My early life was spent in St. Louis, Missouri. I dropped out of school at age 12 and became a waitress. At this time, I mostly lived on the streets and home until 1921, when I got enrolled with a traveling chorus called Chef Hello. In 1925, I moved to Paris, where I began an instant success. I often had my pet Chiquita on stage
orchestra and the edge. I love to make my ideas live. I starred in several movies and was the first Black woman to star in a major motion picture film. During World War II, I was recruited by the French military. As an audible correspondent to Sympathy for You, I was a spy. I used my time to collect information across Europe and wrote it down on music sheets with invisible ink. In the 1950s, I returned to the U.S. and faced many disappointing situations due to racism. I was discriminated against and found that many of my parents were not allowed to see me perform due to segregation. I called attention to the need for justice. Inequality began to refuse to perform at venues to continue to discriminate. One of my proudest moments was speaking alongside Martin Luther King Jr. at the March on Washington.
Hello, my name is Marian Anderson. I was born on February 27, 1897 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I had two sisters, a mom, and a dad. I worked as a cleaner for people because we were very poor. I was always interested in music and began singing with the Union Baptist Church choir at the age of 6. While at work, my dad, John, was hit by heavy machinery and passed away a week later. We decided to move in with my grandparents. My grandpa passed away shortly after. As I got older, I began to fall in love with opera and was determined to sing. I experienced racial prejudice on a daily basis and was often denied to lodging and dining facilities. I was a trailblazer for people and inspired them to believe in their dreams. I was the first African American to perform at the Metropolitan Opera. Additionally, I was the first African American to receive a scholarship awarded by the National Association of Negro Musicians. I credited my aunt's influence for the reason I pursued my singing career. I was awarded the first Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1963, the Congressional Gold Medal in 1977, the Kennedy Center Honors in 1978, the National Medal of Arts in 1986, and the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1991. I stand out from other people because I fought to be on the stage and allowed other African Americans to perform there. I strive to be the best version of myself both on and off stage.
Hello, my name is Abraham Lincoln. I was born on February 12, 1809, in Kentucky. As a child, my family lived on farmland, and I was self-educated. I got married to Mary in 1842, and later I had 4 sons. I served as a captain during the Black Hawk War. Afterwards, I studied enough to become a lawyer. I was a good, honest lawyer and was called Honest Abe. Many years later, I went into politics. This led me to become the 16th President of the United States. The Civil War started and ended while I was president. That did not last. I was re-elected for president in 1864. That did not last long because I was assassinated in 1865, just as the Civil War ended. There was a statue of me in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This is to symbolize unity, strength,
name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but many people call me FDR. I was born January 30th, 1882 in Hyde Park, New York. My parents were James Roosevelt and Sarah Delano. At the age of 5 years old, my dad took me to visit the White House where met President Grover Cleveland. When I was 8 years old, I became very interested in stamps after my mother passed her collection down to me. As I grew up, I was homeschooled and isolated from the outside world. Unfortunately, this meant I did not have a lot of friends. When I was 14 years old, I was sent to Grover School, which was my first serious schooling outside of home, and I enjoyed playing football for the school. After I graduated, I went to Harvard, and only a few weeks after my father died from bronchitis. Later in my life, I served in the New York State Senate from 1911 to 1913 and was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy during World War I and was elected president in 1932. While I was in office, I was diagnosed with polio and lost the ability to walk. During my time in office, I became famous after a series of programs called the New Deal and playing a major part in the origin of the United Nations. During my time in office, I helped lead America through the Great Depression and World War II. I was awarded the Four Freedoms Award after writing my Day of Infamy speech. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
My name is William the Conqueror. I am known as one of the most powerful rulers in history. I don't know my exact birthday, it was around 1027 in Felice, Normandy. I was the oldest of two children. My father was Robert Magnificent. My mother was a local girl with no noble blood. I was raised in their castle. When my father died in 1035, I became Duke of Normandy. I was only 7 years old. When my father died, I became Duke of Normandy. I was only 7 years old. I had to face many obstacles. Many people were against me because I was so young. But my mother helped protect me from my enemies. I became stronger and I did not want lawlessness. When I was 15 years old, I was knighted. For many years, I dealt with rebellions, mostly led by my kingdom. During this time, I learned how to fight and rule. They started to a scheme to invade England and become king. Edward, the King of England, died and named my cousin Harold the king. This made me angry because Harold said he had helped me become king. So I put together a huge fleet and I sailed from Normandy to England and we fought at the battles of Hastings. I won. I was crowned King of England on Christmas Day, 1066, at Westminster Abbey. This is why they call me William the Conqueror.
Hello, my name is Hashepsa. I was born in 1507 BC in Egypt. When I was young, my sister and two half-brothers passed away, leaving me an only child, Thutmose the first my father, and Amos my mother. After my father passed away, I married my half-brother, Thutmose the second, to become the queen at the young age of only 12. I had my first and only daughter, Nefertari, and no sons to take the throne after me. My husband passed away in 1479 BC, leaving his only son, Thutmose III, to take the throne. At the time of his death, his son was too young to rule, the young age of only 3, so I co-ruled with him. I was the third woman to become pharaoh in 3,000 years of ancient Egypt. I had to pretend to be a man by wearing a fake beard to earn respect. I brought great wealth and artistry in the land of ancient Egypt, and I had the Darrell Barn built, famous temple where I planted new bears. I reigned for 22 years, and in that time I expanded the trade routes and raised the architecture of ancient Egypt. I hope to inspire other women that anything you put your mind to is possible. I have raised that which was in ruins, I have restored that which was destroyed.
Hello, my name is Tom Brady. I'm a retired professional football player for the New England Patriots. I played for them for 20 years. I also played for the Buccaneers for 3 years. I was born in California in 1977. My full name is Thomas Edward Patrick grade school at St. Gregory School. I attended from kindergarten to 8th grade. I grew up as a Los Angeles Lakers and Boston Celtics fan. I played baseball and basketball while in high school. I attended the University of Michigan and was on 199 draft pick in 2000. I led the Patriots to 9 Super Bowls. We won 6 of them. I hold NFL records personally and helped the Patriots set records as a team. Some records I hold are much clear passing yards and much touchdown passes. As much as I love football, it's important to do work off the field too. 2015, I co-founded the TB12 Foundation. This foundation helped athletes learn how to take care of themselves so they can play sports for a long time. So far, we have helped almost 10,000 athletes. I've also spent time from kids with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I retired officially from sports at the age of 45. I'm now a sports broadcaster for Fox Sports.
Hello, my name is Ray Lewis. I was born on May 15, 1975 in Bartow, Florida. I have 5 siblings and my mom had me at 16 years old. It always was sunshine and rainbows though. My dad left when I was born and I had to learn how to become the man of the house. When I was growing up, I loved sports, especially football and wrestling. The town we were living in was crawling with criminals, so I never gave up to get my mom out of there and give her a better life. When I was playing high school football, I was a running back and middle linebacker. In my senior season, I was an All-American middle linebacker. When I was looking for colleges to play at, somebody got picked to go to my dream school instead of me, but that just motivated me to do better than ever before. Instead, I went to the University of Miami, where my first game, I put up 17 tackles and played every single college game after that. I was drafted as a 26th pick in the 1996 draft to the Baltimore Ravens. In my 2000 season, I started to gain attention when my team and I had a really good regular season record and we made it to the playoffs. After a very successful season, we made it to the Super Bowl against the Giants, where we demolished them 34-7, taking my first ever Super Bowl win. I established the Ray Lewis 52 Foundation to provide assistance for kids with disadvantages. If it wasn't for me, there would have been records never been broken, and nobody would make charities to help get gear and sports for young kids with disadvantages in life. I hope I inspire others by what I did on the field, by the effort I put into it, and what I do off the field, raising money for people. I went to the Pro Bowl 12 times and won 2 Super Bowls. Also, I was 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and after a ridiculous amount of passion and perseverance, in 2018, I was the first ballot Hall of Famer and named the greatest middle linebacker in history. I'm one of the most known NFL players ever because I'm the greatest middle linebacker the league has ever seen. The hardest thing is to work hard when no one's watching.
My first professional hockey team I played for was the Indianapolis when I was 17. 1 year later, I started my NHL career with the Oilers, wearing number 99 in the NHL. I set many records. I currently hold or share 60 NHL records, including most goals in any season. Many people call me the big one. Others say I may be the best hockey player of all time. After I retired in 1999, I was immediately 1988. And we have 5 children together. I now serve as the lead studio analyst for TNT's coverage of the NHL.
Hello, I'm Alex Ovechkin. I was born in Moscow, the capital of Russia, on September 17, 1985. My father played professional soccer, my mother was an Olympic gold medalist in basketball, and my brother was a championship wrestler. But I was more interested in hockey. As a 22-year-old, I joined the NHL and was signed to the Washington Capitals and have played there ever since. I became team captain in 2010 and led my team to our first Stanley Cup. I've played 1,372 total games with 3 suspensions, 35 missed games due to injury, 822 goals, and 685 assists. I married Miss Dia Ovechkin, and we have a 4-year-old son named Sergey after my late brother. He excels at hockey, but unfortunately I am not his favorite player. I hold the record for second most goals following Wayne Gretzky. I've been the most valuable player in the NHL and was awarded the Hart Memorial Trophy in 2003, 2009, and 2013, and the Rocket Richard Award 9 times. I once said, hockey is my life and money is money. If you start thinking about money, you stop playing hockey.
Good afternoon. My name is Bailey. This is a nickname given me because my real name is really hard to say. I started playing professional football, also known as soccer, here in America at age 15. I played my whole entire professional football career in Brazil with a club called Santos. I accomplished many things in my sports career, one of them being was one of the youngest professional football players to ever win the World Cup, age 17. I am also the only professional football player to ever win the World Cup 3 times. I'm very skillful at scoring goals and bringing love to the game. Love came from a young age watching my father play. I often played football with a ball of socks because I could not afford a real one. To help my family put food on the table, I skipped school and got a job. I came from poverty, so I had to work very hard. Since then, I made a charitable foundation helping children that have no money go to school. I also support world peace. I even won the International Peace Award in 1978. I was named the Player of the Century in 1999. I've since died at 82 because we could not. In December of 2022 from cancer.
Hi, my name is Keelan Mbappe. My birthday is December 20th, 1998. I was born in Paris, France, and I have 2 brothers and a mom and dad. I was interested in soccer at a very young age of 6, but it was a challenge financially. My dad was my coach and was a big part of my career. Although things were tough, I made my first professional debut at just the age of 14 years old. I got offers from big teams such as Real Madrid, Arsenal, Chelsea, and PSG. At age 14, I ended up signing for AS Monaco, scored 15 goals and beat teams such as
Borussia Dortmund, and Manchester City. In 2017, I joined PSG, and at the same time, Neymar Jr. also joined the club. In 2018, I helped France win the World Cup, and I won the Golden Boy in soccer that year. I also won the Silver Ball, Golden Boot, and in 2021, I helped France win the UEFA Cup. I'm known as one of the best players in the world, and I believe you must always set the bar high, otherwise you will not progress.
Hello, my name is Ruby Burgess. My favorite color is purple. When I started school, I wanted to go to a school where only white students went. I was 6 years old. One student would not go to school with me. Some families and teachers were very angry that I was going to school at Williams Elementary. I had to be very brave to go to school. The federal police had to go with me to make sure I wouldn't get hurt. The first day, no other students came to school and no teachers either, so I had to go home. On the second day, one teacher came and started teaching me. I was the only student in her class for the rest of the school year. When second grade started, all the other students came to school and it was fully integrated. I wasn't alone in school anymore. I say racism is a grown-up disease that has no place in the minds and hearts of children. I have spent my whole life working to stop racism.
Hi, my name is Rosa Parks. I was born on February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. My parents were Leona and James McCauley and my younger brother Sylvester. My favorite hobbies were sewing and picking cotton as I loved running through the fields. I enjoyed learning how to cook and sew. As I was growing up, I was frequently confronted with violence, racial discrimination, and segregation. I had many jobs in my adulthood, but the two most important were being a civil rights activist and a human rights activist. On December 5th, 1955, after refusing to give up my seat to a white person, I got arrested. This launched the Montgomery bus boycott involving 17,000 black citizens. I lost my job and received death threats as a result of the boycott. I had inspired tens of thousands of young people. I got many special awards, such as the NAACP Springer Medal in 1979, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1996, and the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. I would like you to remember you must never be fearful of what you are doing when it's right.
Good afternoon. My name is Noah Armstrong. I was born in Ohio on August 5th, 1930. I'm famous for being the first man to walk on the moon. When I was a boy, I liked to build toy planes. I was so good that the military used my models in World War II to train men to spot the difference between friend and enemy aircraft. I was only 11. As an adult, I became a Navy pilot and an aircraft engineer. After flying in the Korean War, I flew experimental aircraft for the government. I was known as a brilliant pilot that got his cool. In 1962, I signed up to become an astronaut after the president said we should go to the moon. 7 years later, I took one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I might be the one who's most famous for landing on the moon, but it took thousands of people to make it happen. After landing on the moon, I stepped out of the spotlight, but not away from the space program and engineering. I also helped build technology that is still used in aircraft today. It is called fly-by-wire. Google it. It's pretty cool. I died on August 25th, 2012. My family asked on a clear night, look up at the moon, think of me, give me a wing. This eagle has landed.
Hi, my name is Valentina Knirschbova. I was born March 6, 1937 in Russia. I lived in an impoverished village with my family, mom, my brother, and my sister. Sadly, my dad died when I was only 3. Growing up, I could not go to school until I was 8 because of World War II was going on at that time. My interests are skydiving, parachuting, and running a train. My first ever job was working as a textile worker. Afterwards, I decided to go to an academy to become a cosmonaut. That is the Russian word for astronaut. One of my biggest accomplishments is being elected as member of the World Peace Council and being the first and the youngest woman in space. I later won the Soviet Union Award for being the first woman in space. I inspire women to become astronauts. I firmly believe that once you've been in space, you'll appreciate how small and fragile the Earth is.
Hello, my name is Betsy Ross. I'm most famous for the first American flag. I was born January 1st, 1752 to Samuel and Rebecca Burscombe. We owned a farm in Gloucester, New Jersey. I was the 8th of 17 children, only 9 of us survived childhood. I grew up in a household where plain clothes and disciplined starch. I learned to sew from my great aunt Sarah. After I completed my studies at Quaker Island School, my father sent me to work for a furniture maker named William Webster. While I was working for Webster, I met and fell in love with John Ross. I ran away from home when we lived in 1773. I learned a lot and became a skilled upholsterer. I was a brave, forward-thinking businesswoman. We fixed and made furniture, mended soldiers, uniforms, and tents. I unfortunately lost my husband at the age of 24. I was fortunate enough to remarry Joseph Ashburn and married on June 15, 1777. It was around this time that I created a flag with the Flag Act of 1777. My design had 13 white stars in a sea of blue and 13 red and white stripes to represent each colony. I ran a successful business until I retired. I was forced to retire because of my poor eyesight. Passed away at the age of 84 on January 30th, 1836.
Hello, my name is Anthony. I was born on February 15, 1820 in Adams, Massachusetts. My mother's name was Lucy and my father's name was Daniel Anthony. I have 5 siblings. We were Quakers who believed that everyone was equal under God. During an economic panic, my father's businesses failed and I had to leave school and be homeschooled. I grew up and became a teacher, but quit after I saw women were paid unequally. I became an activist. I was an important part of the National Women's Suffrage Association. I was joined by other women protesting for women's rights and the right to vote. I was arrested in 1872 and fined $100 for attempting to vote. I never paid the fine. I spent many years working towards the 19th Amendment that gave women the right to vote. I sadly passed away on March 13, 1906. The amendment passed on June 4, 1919. It is also called the Anthony Amendment. My life was important because I helped women around the country gain important rights to their independence. To celebrate my life's work, I was recognized spent a silver dollar and 2 U.S. postal stamps. Something I shared in my final public speech that I think is very true is failure isn't possible.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Franklin. I was born on January 17, 1706. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. I am most famous for being one of the founding fathers of the United States. Growing up, I helped create the government after the Revolutionary War. Growing up, I loved learning, but when I was 10 years old, my education ended. After that, I had to teach myself to become a good writer. I became a newspaper writer and printer in Philadelphia. When I retired, I was able to study science. I made many new discoveries. I invented the lightning rod that protects buildings from fires caused by lightning. In 1752, I did my famous kite experiment to show that lightning is electricity. I am also known for being the first Postmaster General of the United States. This allowed everyone in the new country to communicate with each other. I helped write the Declaration of Independence in 1776. I died on April 17, 1790. I was 84 years old. You can still see me on the $100 bill.
Hello, my name is Theodore Roosevelt. I was born on October 27, 1858 in New York City to a wealthy family. I was homeschooled because of an illness. I graduated from Harvard in 1880 and went to study law at Columbia University. This is where I met and married Alice Lee. I dropped out of law school and entered politics, joining the New York Assembly. Soon after this transition, I lost my mother and my wife on the same day. I left my young daughter with my sister and went to North Dakota to start a new life in 1886. I returned home to New York, where I ran for mayor but did not succeed in obtaining this position. During this time, I married my second wife and had 5 children. One of my accomplishments was that I was appointed U.S. Navy Secretary. At the start of the Spanish-American War, I formed and equipped a horseback unit known as the Rough Riders. I led the unit into Cuba and was known for my attack of Kettle Hill and San Juan. I returned home as a war hero and became vice president. Less than a year later, someone assassinated President William McKinley, so I became president. One of my biggest accomplishments is that about 230 million acres of land is still preserved for wilderness today.
Hi, my name is Herbert Albert Student. Most people call me Herb. I was born on August 5th, 1937. I am most known for the Miracle on Ice hockey game in 1980 U.S. Olympic Games. I coached the University of Minnesota men's hockey team where we won the state championship 3 times. The early 1980s was the height of the Cold War. There's a lot of tension between the Soviet Union and the United States. The USSR had not lost since 1968. They were heavy favorites to win again in 1980. Beat the Soviets 4-3 to win the gold medal. I chose the players for the Olympic team based on their heart, not their skill. Most of the team were immature players. We practiced a lot to prepare for the Olympics. As a team, we focused on being the most fit. Sometimes we practiced till the lights went out
Can't be common, the common man goes nowhere, you have to be uncommon. I died August 11th, 2003 in Parkston at the age of 66.
Hello, I am Ted Williams. I was born August 18, 1918 in San Diego, California. My mother and my father raised me and my brother. I lived in San Diego all my childhood and graduated from Herbert Hoover High School. I got the chance to play for the San Diego Seals in 1936 and played my whole career with them, which was for 19 years. I got drafted to the Boston Red Sox in 1939 and played my whole career with them, which was for 19 years. I served in the American military for World War II and the Korean War. I was 5 seasons at MLB. During this time, my major league accomplishments are 2 Triple Crowns, 2 MVPs, 18 All-Star Game selections, and 521 home runs. I also had 2,564 hits. I believe that no one has come up with a substitute for hard work.
Good afternoon. My name is Ollie Martin. I am 78 years old. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I am married to Carl Dean. We married in 1966. We do not have any children. I have written over 5,000 songs. I'm known as a country legend. I have been in movies and on shows. I have been given many awards for all my hard work. I won 11 Grammys. I like to help others by giving my money to research. I love books. I created the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. We give free books to kids until they are 5 years old. This will help them learn to read. I also own the Dolly Book Company. We have a theme park in Waterpark. We also have fun restaurants where people can eat dinner and watch a show. I care most about helping the needy where I grew up. These days, I spend my time at home with my husband. Now go to my music, y'all!
Hi, my name is Carrie Underwood. I was born March 10, 1983 in Oklahoma on a small farm. When I was younger, I enjoyed singing at Robinson Memorial Talent Show in my local church, First Free Will Baptist Church. I have 2 sisters named Cheyenne and Stephanie. As I grew older, my singing career began. First, I won American Idol. Only 3 years later, in 2005, my first hit song, Inside Your Heaven, was released. With the song Cry playing, I became the first to have hit song on the Billboard. The best song I ever created was Before You Cheat. When I'm not singing, I enjoy chasing. I am married to Mike Bishop. I also enjoy eating with my fans and acting. I firmly believe every day is a new day and you'll never be able to happy. Don't move on.
Hi, my name is Sally Ride, and I was the first American woman in space. I was born in California in 1951. My parents were both teachers and encouraged my love of reading. I also love being outside and playing tennis. I went to Stanford and earned 2 degrees before getting my PhD in physics. As an astrophysicist, I studied what space and what stars and planets were made of. In 1978, I became an astronaut at NASA. I went through years of training before I went into space. I even helped create a robotic arm. In June of 1983, I went to space for my first time.
6 days floating doing experiments and launched the satellite. On my second trip on the Challenger, I had to help fix many problems. 2 years later, the Challenger space shuttle exploded. President Reagan asked for my help to find out what went wrong. I left NASA so that I could help children get excited about science. And To Space and Back is a book I wrote to learn about being in space. In 2001, I started Diarized Science, created programs for kids. Students could experiments for astronauts in space. I hope that my work would inspire young girls to choose jobs in science for that. I'm proud to be a role model.
Hi, my name is Eileen Collins. I was born on November 19, 1956. I grew up in Elmira, New York. My parents are James E. and Rosemarie Collins, and I have 3 siblings. Growing up, I was very shy and had a problem with stuttering, so I needed speech therapy. I was very interested in planes as a young child. In fact, my father used to take me to the airport to watch the planes land. Unfortunately, my family struggled to make enough money to live. As a result, I put myself through community college, worked full-time in a variety of jobs, and had to pay for flying lessons by myself. I became an astronaut and space shuttle pilot. I piloted a space shuttle on February 3rd, 1995, and I was a commander from July 26th to August 9th, 2005. I inspired others that they can do what they like if they work hard and don't give up. I was selected by NASA in 1990. I was a math instructor at the Air Force Academy from 1986 to 1989. I was the first female space shuttle pilot and commander. I inspire others that they can do what they like if they work hard and don't give up. I have lots of awards such as Distinguished Flying Cross, Defense Meritorious Service Medal, French Legion of Honor, NASA Outstanding Leadership Medal, Free Spirit Award, and the National Space Trophy. I'm bolstered by folks who create their own ceiling. I want you to remember that the only person that can hold you back is yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Jackie Robinson. I was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. I broke the color barrier on April 15, 1947. I was the starting first baseman for the Boston Dodgers. This was the end of racist segregation in Major League Baseball. The use of nonviolence added to the civil rights movement. I was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. In 1997, my uniform number is 42, retired across all Major League teams. Jackie Robinson Day is April 15th. On that day, every MLB player is a number 42 in honor of me. I began my Major League career at the age of 28. I only played 10 seasons, all for the Dodgers. I won 6 World Series. My wife, and I had 3 children, Jackie, Jr., Sharon, and David. I died on October 24th, 1972, at the age of 50. After my death, my wife started the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Major League Baseball has honored me many times since my death. I'm not concerned with you like you or dislike you. All I ask is that respect me as a human being. else. I was born on July 19, 1987. I grew up with one brother, Juan, and my mother, Claudia, and my father, Decio. My family and I moved to the United States because my mother had a job in Florida when I was 12. I had an interest in baseball and dreamed of being a baseball player. I was chosen to be a catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays. I became a baseball player and got married to Jenna Handmaker. Before I had 3 children, 1 daughter, Brooklyn, 2 sons, Lucian and William. I have earned the Silver Slugger Award, whose named the MLB All-Star Team. One famous quote I said was, "All those ups and downs, we were able to ride the wave and not the roller coaster."
Good day. My name is Martin Luther King. I was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. I skipped 2 grades in school, and when I was 15, I went to Morehouse College. I went on to become a preacher like my father and married Coretta Scott in 1953, and we had 4 children together. I am most well known for being a leader and an activist in the civil rights movement. I believed in peaceful protests faced by Black Americans. My friend Rosa Parks was arrested and sent to jail for not giving up her seat and moving to the back of the bus. Black Americans were not only discriminated against on the bus, but in schools and public places like swimming pools. I'm also known for being a leader. I led and organized a March on Washington in 1963. This is where I made my most famous speech called "I Have a Dream." I spoke of dreaming for a future where every American was treated equally. In my speech, I called for the end of racism and segregation. This speech and my march helped pass the Civil Rights Act of 1964. On October 1964, I won the Nobel Peace Prize for my work in creating a more equal America. Unfortunately, not everyone agreed and supported my work. I was assassinated in April 1968. Since my death, I was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, Presidential Medal of Freedom. There are hundreds of streets named after me across the country. There was even a national holiday. On my birthday each year, my family continues to work for a more equal America.
Hello, my name is Harriet Tubman. I was born on a plantation in Dorchester County, Maryland, somewhere between 1820 and 1822. I was one of 9 children, both my parents being slaves. When I was very young, my 2 oldest sisters were sold into slavery and we never saw them again. On September 17, 1849, 2 of my brothers and I attempted to escape, while my brothers went back while I escaped. Once I was safely in Philadelphia, I joined the local abolitionists, a group which helped slaves escape. I helped many people, including my family members, and was nicknamed Moses. I started giving public speeches about slavery and became acquainted with the well-known abolitionist John Brown. I led the Comedy River Raid in South Carolina and saved over 700 slaves. When I was in my late 60s, I began speaking about women's rights and voting. Due to my deteriorating health, I moved into the Tubman Home for Elderly until my death on March 10, 1913. I firmly believe every dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength,
the patience, and the passion to reach the stars and change the world.
Hi, my name is Steve Chen. I co-founded YouTube. I created a space for people to share videos with the world.
Hello, my name is Thomas Henderson. My middle name is Alpha, my nickname is Al. I was born on February 11th, 1847 in Ohio. I had 6 brothers and sisters. I had hearing loss at an early age. I did poorly in school because I couldn't hear, but my mom taught me at home. As a child, I was imaginative and curious. When I was a teenager, I became a telegraph operator. I invented the phonograph record player in 1877. I was married twice and had 6 children. I asked my second wife to marry me in Morse code. I gave the nickname Dot and Dash to my kids. I have 1,093 patents to my name. I didn't invent the light bulb, but I proved it. I'm the reason why you say hello on the phone instead of ahoy. I made the world's first film studio in 1893. I also made the first ever Cabrio too. My concrete company poured the cement for Yankee Stadium in New York. I was awarded a gold medal by Congress. I died in 1931 when I was 84 years old.
Hi, my name is Bill Gates. I was born on October 28th, 1955 in Seattle, Washington. I grew up in an upper middle class family with 2 sisters, one older than me and one younger. As a child, I really enjoyed doing math and reading encyclopedias. When I was in grade school, I got really bored and my parents sent me to Lakeside, which is a private middle and high school. There, I discovered computers and wrote my first software program, a tic-tac-toe game. I took the SAT and scored 1,590 out of 1,600, which enabled me to enroll at Harvard University in 1970. I took courses for 2 years before taking the leave of absence to found Microsoft with Paul Allen. I was worried that Microsoft would fail, but turned out to be a huge success. Microsoft was never invented. People would have to write on paper instead of typing. I have inspired people all over the world because of my visionary leadership style. I have received many awards, including the Innovator of the Year Award, March of 2006. My belief is that people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years.
Hello, my name is Sacagawea. I was born on 1789 to a Native American child. I grew up near the Bitterroot Range of the Rocky Mountains. As a child, I had many different names. This was common for young Indians. My nickname became Sacagawea, which meant earthwoman. I did not attend school. I learned by working beside the women in my tribe. I collected wood for files, helped make moccasin clothing, and teepees. I picked berries and dug roots for my family to eat. I also learned how to make medicine from plants. At the age of 11, I was captured from my tribe and sold to a French-Canadian trapper who became my husband. Me and my husband soon settled in the village and I soon became pregnant. As we were there, 2 American explorers named Lewis and Clark gathered 43 men and asked my husband and I to join the Corps of Discovery. In 1804, I had my son who was only 2 months old, and we soon left on our 8,000-mile journey, headed toward the northern west of the Pacific Ocean. Lewis and Clark paved the way for American settlement of the West with the help of myself.
Hello, my name is John Murray. I was born on April 21st, 1838 in Scotland. My parents are Daniel Murray and Gilbert. I was the third out of 8 children. Growing up, I was interested in nature. My family immigrated to a farm in Wisconsin and made me work on the farm. I taught myself geometry and mathematics. And I became an inventor and conservationist. In 1860, I was working on a machine that flew into my eyes and farm. In 1890, I established Yosemite National Park. I got famous by establishing Yosemite National Park. Some of my major achievements are national parks, inventing locks, thermometers, and alarm clocks. I inspired President Theodore Roosevelt to protect Yosemite. If I never lived, Yosemite would have been destroyed. I received an award for inventing the thermometer and alarm clock. I stood out from other people because I the national parks and I established a CCRS. One of my famous quotes is, "Between every 2 pine trees, there's a doorway."
Hello, my name is Albert Einstein. I was born on March 14, 1879 in Germany. As a child, I was very skilled at solving math problems. By age 14, I had mastered calculus. I married twice and fathered 2 sons. In 1905, I published 4 important papers. These papers are a major contribution to modern physics. In one of these papers, I announced my famous equation, E equals mc squared. In 1906, I earned my PhD in physics. From 1908 to 1930, I taught physics and math at university. On May 29, 1919, there was a total eclipse of the sun. This allowed my theories to be tested and proven. I was then awarded the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics. From 1922 to 1932, I worked for 4 leaders of steam. Asserted in the illegal nations. 1933, I worked for 4 leaders to save Jewish scientists from Nazi Germany. 1940, I became an American citizen. I passed away on April 16, 1955. I was 76 years old.
Hello, my name is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was born on October 5th, 1958 in Manhattan, New York. I have 2 siblings and I grew up with my parents. I had many interests as a child, but I especially liked astronomy. I went to Harvard University and got a degree in physics. I'm now an astrophysicist and writer who is well known for popularizing science. I was involved in the motion of Pluto into a dwarf planet. In 1995, I began to write the Universe column for Natural History magazine. I won many awards, such as the NASA Distinguished Public Service Medal and the Medal for Excellence Award. I believe that if you cannot become great at something, you can always become better at it.
Bruin, also known as the Crocodile. I was born on February 22nd, 1962, in Victoria, Australia. My favorite pet is Harriet, the Galapagos land tortoise. She lived to be 175 years old. I like to be outside in nature with all animals. I founded the Wildlife Warriors Worldwide organization. I contributed $1 million to this organization. I founded the Wildlife Warriors Worldwide organization. I contributed $1 million to this organization. I own the Australian Zoo until 2006. I was start by streaming down.
My name is Jack Hammer, and I was born on January 2nd, 1947. I was raised on a farm in Tennessee and showed an early interest in pursuing a career in animals. I volunteered and pursued a career with animals. I volunteered to work as a veterinarian at the age of 11. After my bachelor's degree, my wife and I opened a pet shop in Knoxville. This is where I sparked a lifelong love for animals, and I pursued a career in the field, earning a degree in wildlife management. One challenge that I faced is my battle with Alzheimer's. You might know me from my television series, Jack Hammer's Animal Adventures. I won 5 Emmy Awards for my other show, Jack Hammer's Into the Wild. I'm famous because I work at the zoo and aquarium. One of the most famous quotes is, "A lion is called King of Beasts for obvious reasons."
Hello, my name is Marta Vieira da Silva. I was born on February 19, 1986, Los Riachos, Alagoas, one of the most disadvantaged states in Brazil. My dad was when I was born and my mom worked full-time as a cleaner, so I was left home alone with my sister and my 2 brothers. That's when I discovered football, better known as soccer in the U.S. I played in the streets with coached football made out of plastic bags and no shoes. I wanted a real ball when I was 5, but my mom told me no because I'm a girl. In my country, from 1941 to 1979, the women's game was banned for being unfeminine. However, I refused to believe that soccer was only for boys. I could not attend school regularly due to family money issues. Since the age of 11, I worked as a student in inclusive goals while playing soccer for my local soccer club. At age 14, I was spotted by soccer scout and coach Bella Pacheco. I represented Brazil in the 2002 Under-20 Women's World Cup and moved up to national squad the following year. Consecutively from 2006 to 2010 and again in 2018, I was voted FIFA Women's World Player of the Year. In the 2007 Women's World Cup, I won the Golden Ball for Best Player and the Golden Boot for Top Scorer. I have also won silver medals in 2 Olympics. In the 2019 Women's World Cup, I scored my 17th goal, making me the all-time World Cup goal scorer in both women's and men's competitions. Besides Brazil, I have also played for clubs in the U.S. and Europe. Even though I'm considered by many the best female soccer player of all time, women's soccer unfortunately still faces huge inequalities. Despite huge progress made in recent years, the fight for respect and equity, and sometimes even be paid at all, continues. I'll leave you with this. Believe in yourself and trust yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Horan. I was born on May 26, 1998 and born in Golden, Colorado near Denver. I had a very small family growing up with my brother, dad, and mom. Even though I attended Golden High School, I did not play soccer for the team. Instead, I played club soccer with the Colorado Rush and also played a French line club and was captain of the United States Women's National
national soccer team. Some of my accomplishments include becoming the 41st player in the USWNT history to reach a 100-mile milestone, and being one of the first American female players to sign a contract straight out of high school. I excelled as the leading scorer in the Thorns in their 2017 championship season. Some reasons I stand out from other people is because I'm willing to inspire and improve I'm willing to improve and help my teammates improve their game. Something I stand by is you go on your own path and do whatever best for you.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? The bad bacteria can make us sick, but there's this amazing drug called penicillin, the first antibiotic that fights and kills nasty bacteria. In fact, it has helped increase the average human lifespan by 23 years. Hello, I'm Alexander Flynn, and I discovered penicillin. I was born over 140 years ago in Scotland. I studied medicine in London, and when I finished, I researched substances that kill bacteria. In 1928, I discovered penicillin, but it wasn't safe for humans. 11 years later, with the help of scientists, finished me off point, penicillin was safe for human use. We even won the Nobel Prize in 1945, and King George VI made me a Knight Sir Alexander Flynn. All these prizes are nice, but not more important. Helping people beat diseases. Yay, penicillin!
Hello, my name is Dmitry Mendeleev. I was born in Tobolsk, Siberia, Russia in 1834. My parents were Ivan and Mariah Mendeleev, and I was one of 14 children. Growing up, I faced many challenges, one after another. When I was little, my father went blind and my mother's business burned down the year after my father died. My interests were in spreading scientific and technological knowledge. As an adult, I was appointed professor of the University of St. Petersburg. At the time, there were no precise measuring instruments, so it was difficult for me to collect the correct data. One of my most famous achievements was the periodic table. I arranged the elements by their atomic weight and left blank spaces for the ones I had not discovered yet. I was awarded the Copley Award, the Golden Friday Medal, the Demidov Prize, and I was awarded the Davy Gold Medal after I died on February 2nd, 1907. I believe that people should work, look for peace and common work. You will find it nowhere else.
Hello, my name is Eddie Greg Becker. I was born October 1890. My mother and father were Swiss immigrants. We had 7 children. We did not have a lot growing up. My father died when I was 14 years old. I dropped out of school in 7th grade to help my family. I liked the coast, so I worked as a mechanic. And students started racing cars. I said bull jump 134 miles per hour. In 1916, I sailed to England to help develop a new race school. While there, I watched the Royal Eagles fly in practice drills. I became interested in flying, so I went back to the United States. I took my first flight with Glenn Moore in aircraft development. And soon joined the U.S. Military Air Army Service. I had no training with luckily learned how to fly. I went to a French flight school for 25 hours. During this time, World War I had started. I was a fighter pilot for the U.S. Military Air Army Service. I was called ACE for shooting down 22 planes. So a role of rapid war with 44 combat missions. I love doing what I love, flying.
Hello, my name is Isabel Berg. My birthday is on October 15th. I was born in England in 1831. I have 4 siblings, Maria, John, Dora, and Edward. I was a 19th century photographer, explorer, and writer. I wrote my first book, An English Woman in America, which is about women having during a time when most did not. I explored Hawaii, China, Korea, India, and many more countries. And I was able to contribute to scientific and geographical knowledge because I wasn't aware. Some of my accomplishments are climb mountains, trek through the jungles, and riding thousands of miles on a horseback and even an elephant. I wrote my best-selling books about my journeys. I was a trailblazer at a time when one expected to live to my supplies. I stand on history for my perseverance and contributions as an adventurer.
I was also a writer, a speaker, and a fashion designer. I became a pilot when the airplane was still at an adventure. In 1920, I took a plane ride and decided to become a pilot. I kept my hair very short, bought a leather jacket, and learned to fly. I set many records, including 3 new speed records. I was the first person to fly across the country and back in an autopilot, like a helicopter. The plane I flew across the Atlantic Ocean was named the Friendship. I was a nurse in World War I. I was an outspoken supporter of women's rights. I was a member of the National Women's Party. I made over 100 speeches and gave over 200 interviews. I disappeared July 2nd, 1937 over the Pacific Ocean while attempting to fly around the world. No evidence was ever found, so no one knew what happened. I was never heard from again. But in February of this year, a deep-sea exploration company said it may have found wreckage of my plane and had sonar images. Maybe my mysterious experience has been solved now.
Hello again, everybody. I am the new K-6 principal, and I would like to thank everyone for their presence here today, and also for the hard work of the staff and students to put on this presentation, the Wax Museum, and also 6th grade. Thank you. You have now continued that legacy of the Wax Museum. Thank you. Give our staff a thank you, parents and friends, for coming out and supporting our Wax Museum. Thank you very much.